connection coming in that is going to require you to do things a little bit differently this time, okay? Could be romantic, could be platonic. I tried filming this a few times and it was like I kept getting a phone call or an email, something along those lines. I'm hearing third time's a charm, so that could be for somebody. Something about like a glass dish and a turkey and fireworks. I don't know, I just work here. So let's get your energy first and we'll go from there. I think for this collective, you know, it's like you're being invited to kind of leave the past in the past, right? It's not saying forget, but you know, this connection that's coming in is going to require you to still maintain your boundaries, right? But they don't need to be walls, okay? And boundaries are not just for other people, they're for ourselves. I have the strength card with the first card coming out. The thing with strength is it's not about power, it's not about brute force strength, right? A lion doesn't need to say it's a lion. This is also about compassion and vulnerability, right? And seeing things, you know, from somebody else's perspective. So there is a level of, you know, with the Ten of Swords being here, again, don't forget the past, right? But that can't come with you in the future, right? With the Ten of Swords being there, and I have Justice, which it's a cause and effect type of energy, right? With the Seven of Wands, it's like you're being invited to see something from a different perspective, see maybe where, you know, you were a little bit too rigid in your approach to connections with other people, because you can be confident, you can set those boundaries, right? But, you know, again, this is new levels, new devils, my friend. And so whatever this connection is that's coming towards you, it's going to require for you to maintain that level of confidence, know who you are, right? Set those boundaries, speak your truth. But with the Six of Cups here, you know, again, it's essentially leave the past in the past, okay? You know, the only thing anyone's going to be taking from you is notes, my friend. And I think for this collective, your boundaries and how you enforce your boundaries are a bit of a blind spot, okay? Again, you know, Queen of Swords, cut off game on point, right? You don't need to do that anymore. You know, when you see something and you keep it the first time, trust in what you're seeing, right? But you don't, you know, your tongue can be a sword or a shovel at the end of the day. And so it's just, you know, integrating that, recognizing, yeah, I could do that again, but that's a choice, right? Because you're coming into alignment with someone that is going to require you to speak your truth, right? But it's also requiring you to be honest with yourself about how maybe you've been in connections in the past. Nobody's perfect. And it's not to say you deserve what happened to you or anything along those lines, so please don't do that. But, you know, this is coming up for you to heal, right? And see where maybe, you know, maybe where your attachment might have gotten you in trouble in the past, right? I have the Devil, I have the Knight of Swords. You are someone who's determined. There is going to be communication coming towards you, right? But it's going to require you to do things a little bit differently. I have the Death card here, which is about death and rebirth, right? You know, Temperance, yes, it's about divine timing and it's about pouring into your own cup. It's also about compromise and it's also about finding the middle path, right? So again, sometimes, you know, our boundaries can turn into walls and that's for self-protection. You don't need to do that anymore, right? So this is an integration. You've done the healing you can do alone. Now it's time to do healing with other people. But how can that happen if you don't let anybody in? Okay. So let me get a few more cards and I think I'm going to leave it there. 7-7 could be resonating for someone. You are being invited to, you know, again, allow yourself to be vulnerable. But there's a cycle here where, you know, this is about your satisfaction. It's about emotional satisfaction, things along those lines, right? But again, we have to leave the past in the past. You know, with the Seven of Cups, it's seeing through that illusion, seeing through the potential of something. You know, with the Two of Wands being here, that is that energy of like not taking certain things with you into the future. I have the Three of Swords. The heartbreak already happened, right? We can't undo that. All we can do is just change how maybe we respond to certain situations and the situations that we put ourselves in, right? Two of Cups. Because again, this connection is going to require you to see eye to eye with somebody, you know, trust in what you're observing, but there is this energy of allowing yourself to respond, being confident in the decisions that you are making, but maybe see how you moved through connections in the past played a part as well, right? Again, nobody's perfect. But there's a lot of potential coming in towards you. So that's it. That's the message. I'm not filming this again.